Welcome back to the boogiest podcast around, the Backlog Boys podcast at the cinema. Here with you, as always, Big Long John Sam.
Hey, what's up? Boogie Woogie.
You're my dad. And then we have Misty Mountain Alex.
Boogie Woogie, I guess. What's up with Sam's name?
What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about.
What did you...
I think he called me Long John Silver.
I had Big John.
Like the restaurant?
Big Long John.
Yeah, my favorite restaurant. You didn't know?
They're a fish restaurant.
They tore down the one near us.
Oh, I smell like fish.
Oh. Was it a
I can't
fish
see it.
restaurant?
I made an eyes thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
We can't see because you're wearing aviators.
Then there's me, the nicest guy around, Omar. I'm in character right now. I'm wearing dark sunglasses indoors in a basement
With your feet.
with no shoes on.
Yeah.
I'm
No
playing.
socks.
I'm playing the characters, dude.
No clothes on.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
I should get in character too. Sam, break my arm.
break your wrist.
I'll break more than that.
So if you can't tell by our intro, we're talking about the nice guys, and I think Alexander. He has a little summary. I don't have to do anything this time. Well, I have all
We're doing a summary right from the beginning.
Yeah, I want you to describe this movie so people can understand what we're talking about immediately.
Okay.
So I think we're just a bunch of weirdos
Sure.
saying some weird shit.
All right. So, The Nice Guys, directed by Shane Black, stars Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling in a 1970s-esque... Oh, not esque. It is 1970s.
Yes, it is 1970.
Yeah.
77,
Buddy
I think.
cop film where Ryan Gosling plays Holland March, a PI who seems to be in a not-so-good point in his life.
Did you just get a Wikipedia page?
No.
Just change some words.
This is just like I was at work and I'm like, I'm gonna start writing this summary.
Okay.
and Russell Crowe who plays Jackson Healy, who is I guess an unlicensed PI. Is that what
I would just call him like a fucking non-licensed investigator.
He does a PI's job, but he's not licensed.
Like
for
on my
it.
actual summary thing, they call him an enforcer.
Jackson Healy, the enforcer.
Yeah, that sounds better.
And you know they're both on like different cases at first to find this girl named Amelia, and like a quarter way to the movie they end up teaming together, and they do a long game of hide and seek with her, and you know they get thrown on this wacky, thrilling adventure.
The Groovy adventure.
Groovy adventure,
Force this whole groovy.
Dude, this is kind of groovy.
I did.
Oh my God.
The word thrilling in my summary, I was like, I need a good word for this, and I had fun first. I'm like, what else can
Funky.
I use? I settled on thrilling, and you had this funky word.
I'm in the times, brother.
Yeah,
I hate you.
I should have consulted you for this.
Hey, Mr. Nostalgia over here, he doesn't get it. He's like, oh, it's not the 2000s, so I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's called any other time period that isn't the millennial time period. Samuel.
Yeah,
sorry.
you never seen that '70s show starring?
You're probably
Eric
like, this is
Foreman?
confusing. I don't understand. Where are the zeros? There's more zeros should be involved.
Mr. American Ultra himself?
No.
So, box office budget, boys.
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm actually surprised about the box office of this movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Budget $50 million.
Mm-hmm.
Box office 62.8.
Ouch.
Damn.
So it did not make its
Full.
money back.
You would
Yeah.
because this is like right after Iron Man 3, right?
Yes, this is 2014.
Yeah.
So Iron Man 3 was made 2013.
You would expect his name to be out there by that.
So-
point.
Honestly, no, I expect that. But go.
my classic segment, stats and facts and what's all that. Honestly, I don't even remember the original
Was
name
that
of
not a
this anymore.
stats and fact?
Well, that? Well, no, yeah, but that's like a necessity.
Oh, okay.
This is more of like
Additional.
non-necessity. Yes,
Mhm.
more. So it's funny that I looked it up. Like, what were the movies around that time? So two other movies came out the same time that this movie came out.
Yeah.
Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising. I don't know if you remember that movie.
I love Seth Rogen.
And another Seth Rogen movie, The Angry Birds movie. They came out the exact same time. So the movie was projected to make like 10 million opening weekend.
Okay.
It didn't make it. It made 11.3,
Okay.
but it finished fourth.
Okay.
It got destroyed by the other fucking movies.
Nice.
It got destroyed by Angry Birds.
Angry Birds made 39 million.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That makes sense.
Captain America Civil War was already out.
Okay.
That was
Rewatch
33 million.
That one makes sense.
Neighbors 2 made 21 million.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I remember seeing ads for this movie, but I think you were the only person I knew who even knew about that movie.
Oh yeah, I watched that shit like when in the theaters. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was like, oh, this looks interesting, but I just didn't care enough to go see it when it came out. You know.
I was just like, just the trailer made me laugh. And I was like, I'm in.
Yeah, and I'm surprised I found out about this movie so late because like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was like my favorite movie. Like,
when did you watch that?
I was a teenager. I was like 13, 14.
Okay, maybe that.
Like,
Because this came out 2014.
Yeah, no, like I was like I love that movie. Like I downloaded it illegally on my PS3.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you downloaded it.
Yeah, no,
Your uncle had a copy.
Yeah. It was he had a copy and it was on my PS3.
Wow.
No,
That's how long ago this was.
Yeah, this movie like was destroyed. Like the next week, I was already losing more money and money. Obviously, it didn't make its numbers.
But did it ever recoup its money later on? Like, do you know if it's like one of those like cult movies that lives on through?
So obviously, people who watch the movie all like it.
Yeah.
And they're like asking Shane Black, like, "Hey, what about a sequel?" Basically, he was like, before the movie was like out, they were asking what about a sequel, and he was like, "Well, I don't want to jinx it, but you need to make money."
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't make its money, and they asked him like in 2018. He was like, it didn't make enough money, like for them to be like, we're gonna make a sequel out of this or whatever. But there's a quote that he said, and I thought it was really funny, especially because he made Iron Man 3 as well, so he's made Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, he's like, well, maybe you see Captain America 6 times, but instead of the 7th time, I'm watching my movie instead. So, because I think he gets it. Because like his highest grossing movie is Iron Man 3, obviously. It's like the 15th top grossing movie of all time.
Yeah.
So like, he gets it.
Sure.
That he's not going to win against these movies. I don't think he cares that much, honestly.
He's not like what was it, Max Landis, who was bitter about American Ultra not making
And
money.
he's not even a director. Like that guy was just a writer. He's like he's making these movies or whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of my facts and stats are mostly about Shane Black. Mostly because I thought his career is interesting.
Okay.
Because we Alex like mentioned it, how uninformed he was, but he started as a writer.
Yes.
That's when he started originally, and he was writing like scripts. 20th Century Fox was like, "Hey, you're pretty good, but for right now, like you rewrite some stuff." But the first ever thing he did was Lethal Weapon. He wrote that in 6 weeks. It took him just 6 weeks to fucking write that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure there were more writers, or was he the only
No,
one?
I think he was the only one.
Oh my god.
He just wrote the whole shit by himself in 6 weeks. He said it was like the fucking easiest thing he could do.
I mean, that's also a buddy cop movie, right?
Yeah. It's like that's kind of like his thing, really.
Yeah.
Two guys or whatever, doing shit or whatever. Yeah, he got after doing that. He landed a deal with Warner Brothers for $250,000 to like keep writing more movies, and obviously Lethal Weapon 2. But when he wrote Lethal Weapon 2, his version of the script, it was like darker, and they were gonna kill like one of the main characters. So Warner Bros was like, nah, like we get to rewrite this, and he was like, fuck this shit. So he quit. So he took like 2 years off, and then he ended up writing a bunch of more movies. And he was in Predator. He wrote like the original Predator. He's in it, and he wrote Predator as well.
I knew he was part of the was that a reboot, the newest one?
Well, that's another thing.
Yeah,
but
I never got to watch
original, like Arnold
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger, the Predator.
Yeah,
He's in it, and he wrote it.
Yeah, I knew he was part of this newer one. I didn't know he was part of those older ones too.
Yeah, he's like I think he's like one of the helicopter guys or something like that. I think he dies. He's the first guy to die, I think, as well. But he's not in it for that long. But so he finally made Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which Alex mentioned earlier. That's his first ever movie he's made.
Great movie.
I do want to watch that movie.
I love that movie.
Robert Downey Jr., obviously.
It's, I think, on my list, so you'll get to.
Yeah. So that was in 2002. And then he made Iron Man 3.
Another great movie.
Right. So between 2002 and like 2012, he did nothing.
Well, it's one of those things where like he because I'm gonna mention a little later with Nice Guys and how it took a long time to make it. Where he writes a lot. He's more of a writer than anything because it took him like 13 years to make Nice Guys.
Okay.
And I'll talk a little more about that. But I think for him, it's like one of those things. He kind of just works in his own pace.
Okay.
I think he just like I have money. I think he's just fine. Like
Yeah.
I think he's just like I'll just do it when I want to do it.
Yeah, he doesn't need to keep churning stuff.
Yeah. Whenever I never rock enough, he made Iron Man 3, which is like a company that are just like you have to do this shit.
Yeah.
And it's time for you. In my opinion, I didn't like Iron Man 3. I thought it was whatever.
I thought it was the best out of the three.
I haven't seen
No, I think Iron Man 1's better, but that's beside the point.
It's a great Christmas movie.
Which is ironic because most of his movies are also Christmas movies to be
Yeah.
which is like an accidental theme, like on purpose, I guess. But that's beside the
Well,
point.
most of his movies, he has 4 movies.
But so he has like 4 movies.
What?
He has only made 4 movies.
Really?
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
By the way, I've never heard of this guy.
I assumed it because your face the whole time is just like confusion.
Yeah, just so we're clear, like this is the first Shane Black, right? It's
Yeah,
not-
Shane Black.
I keep mixing up because there's that wrestler Steve Blackman,
Oh yeah, no.
and I keep mentally hearing that, but yeah, sorry.
Shane Black.
So Shane Black's done 4 movies.
He's directed 4 movies, but he's written a lot of other movies.
Okay, but so we mentioned 3. What's the other one?
So as he made Nice Guys, and then the latest movie was The Predator. The more recent one I don't know. I don't even know if you've seen any
Predator
of it.
movie?
Yeah,
They
it
made
came out,
like they made like
20
two different standalone Predator movies.
What?
One with Adrian Brody.
and it's
that was
getting-
previously.
Was that after Alien Covenant?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Alien Covenant came out in 2017. Well, a year I graduated, so 2017.
I legit thought
Predators
that was the
came out
last...
2018.
And they're rebooting it again.
Yeah. Because I watched Predators when it came out.
Mhm.
It wasn't that good, to be honest. It was pretty like boring
Okay.
and dumb. Which is why I think it's so weird because like I've only seen I guess 3 out of his 4, and I only think one of them
What's
is
the fourth
good.
one?
Wait, what?
What's the fourth
The
one?
one he
I
hasn't
haven't,
seen.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is the only one I haven't seen.
Oh,
So I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
So at best he's 2 for 4 for me.
Yeah.
okay.
So in my opinion, his directing is very hit or miss. I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to figure out. So, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
The Nice Guys.
Iron Man 3. I didn't
Oh,
like
Iron Man 3.
3.
Why did I forget about Iron Man 3?
The one you mentioned, you're like, I like that movie.
That's the best Iron Man,
I like them all. I haven't seen Predator.
Do
but
not say you
I
like
might
them
have
all,
to
by the
now.
way.
What's that?
Oh, are you saying you like all the Iron Man movies or all of Steve Blackman's movies?
So far all the Shane Black movies. I've
Oh,
seen.
okay. Did I call him Steve Blackman again?
I think you might have, honestly.
Damn it.
People will understand.
Yeah, they know what I'm talking
But
about.
yeah, I think as Sam mentioned, like there are gaps in his like career because again, like Predator came out like in 80 whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then like the other shit he made was like 91, 93, and then like 97, and then Pieces of Bang was 2002. So like there are gaps in his shit.
Mhm.
But like Nice Guys, I think he started in 2001.
Oh, wow.
And then him and so there's 2 people who wrote this movie. Him and then I was like, finally no one with a terrible name.
Yeah.
Here comes this fucking guy, Anthony Bagarozzi. Fuck me, I don't know.
That's right.
Italian.
I think it's
I'm gonna call him Baggy. No, I'm sorry.
Anthony Baggy.
So basically, both of them wrote in 2001. No one picked it up, so they condensed into like a 64-page script to make a TV show out of it. CBS was like, "This is pretty good," but then like the fucking like what do they call like the fucking parents? What the fuck's it called? I wrote it down. I already forgot what it's called. Standards and Practice. That's what it was.
Oh.
Like they were like, "This is too raunchy," so they
Uh.
were just like, "No, so you can't make this show." So they were like, "Fuck." Again, this is like 2001 or whatever.
Yeah.
So then that got canned, and then 2009 they were like, "What if we make it like in the 70s?"
Mm.
Because it was gonna be like the current times, I guess
Ah.
of 2001, I guess,
Oh.
for that instance.
I mean,
so they made it to be like a 70s instead.
Huh.
I
And Shane
guess-
Black was like, maybe, I don't know.
I guess beside like the products used in the movies, other than that, you can't really tell it's in the 70s.
Yeah, sometimes, like, now that I think about it, I kind of forget that it was in the 70s. There are
Yeah.
certain scenes where I'm just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could just because like the girl was using like a landline. There's the cars.
Yeah.
Like that's the
I
only
think
way.
we'll talk about it in the movie.
Yeah.
Like when we review it.
The way they dressed.
Snazzy.
But yeah, then like after watching like Sherlock Holmes, like the Robert Downey Jr. one,
Yeah.
he was like, maybe we could make a period piece kind of thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So then obviously 2013, he finally like after Iron Man, he was like, what do I do now? He's like, oh, I'm just do Nice Guys now.
Yeah.
But he sent the scripts to Russel Crowe and Ryan Gosling to be the main characters. It took him 3 days, like to read all of it and then be like, we're in. Like it was honestly shorter, but it just took 3 days.
It's
for them to
interesting because like when we talked about Blade Runner, like I told you guys, like it's been known that like Ryan Gosling only takes on projects he's passionate about. So it's kind of surprising to see him in a comedy movie.
So the reason why, because Ryan Gosling, probably I have the most stuff about him, aka a sentence, where like he read it. And he didn't even know Russell Crowe was like involved, but he just imagined like if Russell Crowe was the other guy, he thought it'd be so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many Russell Crowe movies you've seen.
I've never.
I've seen a good amount of
He's
Russell
gonna be
Crowe.
in
heard of the
Thor.
guy aside from this.
That's all I know.
He's what?
He's going to be
He's
in
gonna be in Thor.
the new Thor movie.
Oh, is he?
He's
Yes.
gonna play Zeus.
Don't worry
that's
about
him?
it. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it. But I've seen a good amount of Russell Crowe movies. He's not a comedy actor. All he does is like serious, like action or like serious dramas, like Les Miserables, Robin Hood, fucking like older, like best he does romance.
He does like period pieces sometimes.
Yeah, so like he's not he's never, this is his first ever like comedy thing he's
Comedic
ever
kinda
done in his whole
role.
career or whatever. So he was like, that's perfect because you wouldn't think this guy as a comedic actor, but it would work though.
Yeah.
And as in the movie, I think it did. But Ryan Gosling's like, yeah, I'm in. And they never worked with each other, Crowe and Gosling. So they were like, this is like a match made in heaven.
Did since this is such a long process to make this movie, did they ever talk about who they initially wanted, like in 2009?
No, I think they just wrote it,
Uh-huh.
kind of just like we'll find whoever can
They're like,
play
we'll
it.
cast,
Yeah.
we'll cast who we cast.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
not important.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to mentally think like who would they cast at that time?
Like in 2000s, like,
Yeah.
maybe like Tom Cruise and like
Oh my god.
someone else. I can't even think of another actor. with
Yeah.
him.
What would be like Tom Cruise and like?
I need
some,
like a straight man, like a very like.
Probably Tom Cruise.
Who was
Robert
the
De
man's
Niro.
man of the early 2000s?
Oh, Russell Crowe could still be that.
Yeah, I
he
guess
was
so,
still
yeah.
he was still kind of doing that shit too.
Yeah, Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe. probably that.
That'd be so weird though.
Yeah.
I think 'cause you need Russell Crowe to be even older because I think it's perfect. I think it's
Yeah.
honestly just perfect or whatever
Yeah.
the casting. But that's enough stats and facts and all that. So For this movie, I'm the only one that's seen this in the theaters. They mentioned earlier. I watched it in the theaters. I loved it. I thought it was fucking hilarious. I think it was 2016 movie came out.
Yeah.
But this is Alex's list.
It
But
is.
I think Sam, obviously he's mentioned earlier, he has like the least amount of experience with these. And especially with Ryan Gosling, because I inadvertently rewatched our Blade Runner review, and you mentioned that you've never seen a Ryan Gosling movie.
Yeah.
And now you've seen like these two,
Yeah.
which are completely opposite characters.
Yeah.
So I think I'm interested in what Sam's opinion the most out of this movie, since he has like the least experience with all of this.
We got to get you to watch La La Land next.
Maybe, yeah. I gotta put that on the list. I've been meaning to watch that one, but
I want to watch it again.
this movie is really good. I really liked it. I'm in, like, with Ryan Gosling. Like, if I ever see him in a movie like this again, like, I'm gonna probably watch it in theaters.
I think is this his first comedic role?
I
I can't think of anything else. Everything I've seen him,
At
he's
best, like what's that one movie? One like Steve Carell. Crazy Drunk Love or something like that.
Oh,
But it's more romantic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like,
The comedy isn't the main genre that he does. He's more of like a romantic.
yeah. Well,
like-
that's the thing. I'm gonna repeat what I said in the Blade Runner review, which was, I'm upset that this is the Ryan Gosling movie I've seen, because it's like I'm a fan of him, but there's not a lot of stuff I can see that where he acts kind of similar to this or in a similar light. You know.
Yeah.
Aside from I think we talked about it. Wasn't he in Remember the Titans? Like as the
He's like
that's the only other time I've seen him. Like these are the three things I've seen him in, and he's so good. And Russell Crowe, I can't remember if I've seen stuff with him in it. But he also impressed me. Like everyone was really good in this movie. There wasn't a particular character that really stood out. And this movie had Keith David, and I love his voice.
Did.
I love Keith David.
Do you guys recognize the daughter?
Yeah, she's in Spider-Man.
Yeah,
she's Betty Brant in Spider-Man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was wondering if you recognized her or not.
Yeah.
I didn't know her. Well, obviously Spider-Man didn't come out at the time, but
Who was that other gangster? Keith David's partner.
I didn't see him in anything, but I liked
He
him.
looks really familiar. Yeah.
He was just really funny.
Yeah, I like
The way
it.
his shit it does.
This movie's like I thought it was just a straight up like kind of action flick with some comedic stuff, but it's a comedy. Like,
Yeah.
it's really good though.
And I think why it works, because it's like no one is trying to be funny. Everything is played up straight.
Yeah.
Like everything Ryan Gosling character say, he means it, and everything Russell Crowe's character says, he means it. So
Yeah.
no one's like doing like a goofy thing.
Yeah.
Like it's just them being themselves as serious as they think they are.
Yeah.
But obviously in our eyes, it's still stupid.
And they kind of play off of each other. Like Russell Crowe's character, he's kind of like the more serious,
Straight
more, more like responsible.
Ironically,
Yeah, the more professional one, and Ryan Gosling is the like he's more fun. He's more he's
effective. Yeah.
ironically the one that's licensed, but he's unprofessional at
he's
his
probably
job.
like the worst at his job. He's worse than Russell Crowe at times.
Yeah.
Like the incompetence of his is like incredible.
Yeah, and that's what makes it funny, because like, oh, you're a detective, but you can't do the shit right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he sucks at his job.
Yeah.
Like I think it's funny because the movie's literally called Nice Guys. These two are like bad people. They're straight up just not good people.
Yeah.
Like at the core of it.
Yeah.
Because like Russell Crowe like murders people
Yeah.
with like technically no license, which is illegal.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Ryan Gosling like hoodwinks old people.
And lets his daughter
steals their
drive without
money.
a license, which
And
is
he
also
makes
illegal.
his daughter drive him around all the time, and he doesn't really care
Drinking
about
all the
that.
time too. Like they're not good guys.
They're terrible people, honestly.
but they are better than the antagonists, obviously.
Like they're not. They're not like.
awful.
Yeah, they're not awful,
But they're not
but they're
nice.
still bad.
Yeah.
Like there's only good characters are the children.
Yeah.
Like the two kids in the movie. Like that's about it. Like everyone else are just pretty much bad people.
Yeah.
Really.
Mhm.
I think Ryan Gosling. There's one scene. I think it's the funniest fucking scene. When I watched it in theaters, I just like cried. Is because in the there's two scenes ironically with the same thing though. Ryan Gosling in the poster has a cast on his arm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But in the beginning of the movie, he doesn't have the cast. So you learn why he has the cast. The first time he has to get his hand injured is so fucking funny.
Yeah, the yelp he makes is so good, man.
Not that one. The when he breaks the glass.
Oh.
So he's trying to break it through a door, So he breaks it.
Yeah.
Because he's like trying to like, puts the like a towel and he cuts his fucking wrist so bad. And he just, it's just funny because I don't remember, like Goldberg did the same fucking thing. In real life, like there was like a car and he had to break the window.
Yeah.
But then like he tried to hit it with a thing, but like it took too long, so he just fucking fisted it, and he broke it.
Uh-huh.
But then when he pulls out, he no sells it, but his hand is bleeding,
Oh
and
my
he cut
God.
like a vein.
Jesus.
And like he went to the
Damn.
hospital. He's like, if he cut too far, he would have died.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what happened with Ryan Gosling. He
Yeah.
cut himself like. Not bad technically, but just because he got cut in a certain area in his wrist, he just started fucking bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, and he tries to play it off at first.
He's like, oh, that's a lot of blood.
oh no.
And then at the same kind of hit to the next scene is when they actually meet each other the first
Yeah.
time. Russel Crowe fucking destroys him.
Yeah.
Bodies his ass. And he's like, all right, like, I'm just going to break your wrist real quick. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Like his scream is like, wait. Ah! Like it's so funny. It's funny because after watching Blade Runner, that one scream is probably my favorite scream, and it's not a fun. That movie, that scene is like very like emotional. Yeah, then you go to this scream,
Yeah.
and it's the fucking funniest thing.
Yeah.
Like him just screaming like a man, and then Russell Crowe. I love how he doesn't laugh either. Again, like
He just-
takes it. He's just like, all right, well, did my job. I'm leaving now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like no one, and then his like daughter shows up and she doesn't really say anything about it either. She just like, you beat up my dad. Like,
Yeah.
like no one brings up the shit they did either. Like they kind of just like, oh, just keep going or
Hey,
whatever.
move on.
Speaking of like the broken hand, like the Shane Black's first two movies, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Iron Man 3, they each like have a character who loses fingers, and I was waiting for that to happen. And there's times where you like
Something's gonna happen.
it looks like it's gonna happen, but it never does. And I got kind of mad it never happened.
Well, he probably at this point knows, like, oh, people
I think-
know that.
Yeah.
I think the broken hand is enough. Like,
Yeah.
it's just fucking just destroying.
Yeah,
You can't really use it for
'cause,
much.
I mean,
anyways.
that happened in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang 2. Robert Downey walked around with a broken
Oh.
hand for a while.
So he's unoriginal. That's what I'm hearing.
I will say
It's a lot of it's a lot of the same things actually.
Yeah, I will say the opening scene. Now that I think about it, like it makes sense in context of the story, but part of me just wishes it got right into it because the opening scene doesn't show you Ryan Gosling or Russell Crowe. It starts off with a car with this little kid sneaking into his parents' room and steal like porno mags,
Yeah.
and then how they run into a character who they investigate
Later.
but it's like kind of unrelated at first. I don't know. I thought it was gonna go one way because again, I didn't really know that much about this movie.
Considering this movie deals with the porno industry,
I was gonna mention that. I mean, Alex didn't bring it up in his summary. This is like,
Well, that's
this movie's
spoiler.
basically evolving. No, I don't think it is. And literally, at the beginning of the movies,
Yeah.
it's like it involves the porno like, industry basically. It's not even that spoiler. Just saying that it's part of, like the detective work they have to do is involving like a porn shit,
Yeah.
or whatever. And I think the second time me watching this, I did think that opening scene. I forgot that's how it started.
Yeah.
I thought it started with like Russell Crowe, some of his Russell Crowe stuff. I completely forgot about that first part.
Exactly.
I mean, they gotta get the people's attention somehow.
And I genuinely think, I think I agree with Sam. Where like that scene is honestly point. If you cut that out, I don't think you lose much.
Yeah.
I don't think you lose anything. Honestly.
Again, like I thought the movie was great, and I just now remembered that
That's the
opens
opening.
totally differently than I remember.
Yeah, I mean, he's also said it. I feel like Shane Black's just trying to put people that he's worked with before because he put the kid from Iron Man 3 in there.
Yeah,
too.
I didn't recognize him. I was like, is that kid from Iron Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, then probably.
and you know, Robert Downey makes a cameo too.
That I was.
Aw.
that was a
What?
That was a,
Sounds like I missed it.
Well,
that's my last stat and fact on what's all that is. That Robert Downey Jr. is in this movie.
I had no idea.
Yes, he is.
Wow.
He's on all of his movies so far, except for Predator.
I mean, do we have anything else that's non-spoiler?
So I think Sam mentioned it, and I don't agree with it. Where he's like, I didn't know it was in the 70s. Again, because I have headphones on, like the music kind of like gets me in.
Yeah.
Like the vibe on the whole time. I'm just like, yeah, like Sam got mad. I'm like, this is groovy. Like this shit's like nice or whatever. Like
Well-
I'm like me looking at some of the stuff, some like how things work. I'm like, this is the 70s. Like this isn't now. You know what
Sure.
I mean?
I guess it's more just certain scenes, especially with the daughter, like makes me feel like, oh, this could be now.
She got
You
called
know?
a hippie.
That's true, but I don't
Like
mean
she's wearing
stuff like that.
overalls. Like, that's not. No one really wears
Overalls are in. What are you talking about?
What are you talking
no,
about?
kids would be wearing. Well, like, yeah, I want to
Kids
wear
don't wear them,
overalls.
but it's in now, like for adults.
That's what I'm saying. But she's like 12, right? Like no kid, not
Sure.
12 is gonna wear overall. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Unless she's like Super Mario.
I guess.
Was that out by then?
But like, and I think like with the film stuff too, like it's actual film shit or whatever. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, yeah, no one fucking does that now.
The big,
It's all
Yeah, I guess
digital
you're right,
shit.
yeah.
So like, no one really does real life film.
the big boom of the
So
porno
how-
industry was in the
Now I'm
70s.
curious how different this script is from the original one. Like
Probably like it has the because the main characters what was the focus of the original script.
Yeah.
Was the Ryan Gosling character and the Russel Crowe's
Russel
character.
Crowe's, yeah.
Like that was the main plot. Was just those two.
Mm-hmm.
And then as they kind of get through, they were like, "This is kind of shitty. We need more substance to this or whatever."
Yeah.
But like, it's a small thing. I thought the naming was confusing. I literally did not know Russell Crowe's character's name until Alex just read
Jackson
it out loud.
Healy.
Like, because it's so weird because it's like everyone's name is an H. Because it's like, I think the girl's name's Holly.
Yes.
Russell Crowe's name Holland or something like that, or what is his name?
Holland March.
Yeah, Holland March. So like Holland March, Holly. Then his like everyone calls him Healy. So I'm always like.
Yeah.
There's a lot of H's going around, and
Yeah.
like recently I've been reading some mangas, and like all these characters have like very similar names with like 3 letters different. And I'm just like, who the fuck are we talking about right now?
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm like, who are we talking about? Like,
I mean, it wasn't that hard to keep track of.
I'm not saying I didn't know who the fuck I'm like, this is Russell Crowe, this is Ryan Gosling, but like I didn't know their name.
When it comes to names, this is one of those movies where I the names aren't really sticking.
Like someone said like, oh, Mr. March, and I'm like, who's that? Like, who are they talking about? And they're like Ryan Gosling, yeah, and I was like, oh, that's his name.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, I watched this on Amazon Prime, and every time you pause it, it tells you the character's name. And
Well, I didn't pause this movie.
Yeah.
I watched the whole thing. Like I never paused it.
Well, I had to
You
take a
watch
pee-pee
movies.
break.
I gotta go pee pee.
Was it a pee break or a different kind of break?
But it was-
for certain scenes, buddy.
I will say, I do appreciate that this movie is brisk. Like it doesn't waste time at all. It's in and it's out. It tells a great story, and it doesn't sit around with pointless long ass scenes. It's only an hour and 40 something minutes, right?
Yeah, it's an hour and 40. something like that.
hour 50, I think.
And it's
Probably, and with like not including credits or something like that.
and it's a real good one too.
It is.
I think the only other issue that I kind of had with it were like I think some of the humor is a bit like too like childish, like immature.
Really?
Like so there's certain scenes where I'm just like it's probably more spoiler stuff, but like there's certain scenes where like I'm just like I don't care. Like why are you showing this to me? I don't want to see this or whatever.
I don't know. I didn't get that.
And I hate it. Ew, cringe, gross. But I mean we probably just jumped to spoilers at this point.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
obviously I already watched and I loved it. I think I told Sam when after we watched, I'm like, you gotta watch this shit. This shit's really good.
Yeah, I do remember you telling me, but it was like a thing. It was like a one and done. You didn't tell me again.
And
You
I'm
should
like,
have fought for.
well, I mean,
Hey, I
Would
got it
you-
on Blu-ray. Why don't we hang out?
I don't own this movie, which I'm sad about.
Yeah.
Well, when I watch it in theaters, I usually don't buy movies in general. Really, I only own a handful of movies, anyways.
Okay.
And this wouldn't be a movie I'd warrant me buying it,
Mhm.
especially because I've watched it twice. And I was like, I don't need to buy it ever now.
Yeah.
But I think these movies, like the comedy is like borderline perfect for this type of movie.
Yeah.
The acting is incredible.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling is just showing his perfect comedy chops and his perfect face. So I obviously recommend this movie.
Yeah.
I will say I was tempted to get a mustache, get
Ryan Gosling?
like.
And then cut yourself on the driveway.
Yeah,
and when
exactly.
you're driving, you're like, ah,
I
shit.
was like, he looks pretty fucking good with that. Maybe I should change my facial hair to look like that.
Yeah, but we're in 2022. That's not the Ryan Gosling mustache. That's the fucking Top Gun
It is
mustache.
the Top Gun mustache now, yeah. But
He
either way.
kind of did almost borderline rock that before.
I did, yeah.
And I thought it looked good. So, I mean, you could do it probably.
Well, we're not opposed to it.
Probably could.
Probably the only one that could do it is honestly you.
Probably
between
could.
all of us.
I am a damn fine-looking gentleman.
But not Ryan Gosling, of course.
I'm not Ryan Gosling. God, no.
I feel like Elmer Karaka too. He has a pretty thick mustache.
I think he could. Yeah. Probably.
Not thick enough. That's what the ladies say, at least. That's beside the point.
Anyways, this movie's great.
Yes.
Yes, of course I recommend it. Alex?
Well, you guys know I have to ask the age-old question.
Where's my dad?
Would I watch this with my dad? And you know the answer to that is fuck yeah.
Pop says yeah.
But no, I think this is the first movie on our list that's been like my list, like in general, that's been like on my actual backlog, and it's like not something recommended to me.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
Are you saying you're faking being a backlog boy?
no, because those are in my
Shame.
backlog.
Shame.
So this has been in my backlog for even longer.
He's wanted to watch forever, but it's something he was told to watch eventually.
Yeah, like I was telling you guys, like I had this already on Blu-ray. I had an unopened copy.
Yeah. That's so wild.
And then I just opened it up last night, and I'm like, okay, let's get watching. I had a little Blu-ray code, so my dad could watch it at his house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Your dad's gonna be like,
like a
"What
little.
is this? Is
It's a
porn?
little
You're showing me
digital
porn,
download.
son?"
Why are you watching pornography with
I'm gonna be
me,
like, hey dad, we just got this movie. You want to watch it?
Well, I guess now we're gonna hop in our low rider over here and drive into the spoilers
We're
section.
crashing into the driveway of the spoiler section.
Shit,
That scene, that's one of my favorite scenes. Like, I actually rewinded it to see that again. It was like halfway through.
Are we officially in the spoilers? By the
Yeah,
way?
we're in
okay.
spoilers.
Okay.
We're in spoilers. It was halfway through the movie when it was like after a night of drinking. Ryan Gosling's making his daughter drive into the driveway, and they're pulling in way too fast.
Oh
and
my
she
God.
hits the fucking curb as she's pulling in, and it's just Ryan Gosling flings forward, and the sound. It's just all so good. Like, it was so funny, man. Like,
As the local car guy here in the Backlog Boys, complex,
Yeah.
that hurt me in my soul. I cannot imagine that doing in my car. I'd get down. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll start scraping everything.
Like massacre in this movie.
yeah.
Fuck a lot of cars over this movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Also, like, oh my god, there's so many like random throwaway scenes that are funny, but they're not throwaway. But it's like the guy getting hit by the van, like Blueface getting
Yeah,
struck by the van all of
yeah.
a sudden, or when they dump the Sid's body over the fence.
And then it lands on like a fancy
fucking
dinner.
Oh my god.
And then like, this dude's like, oh, my leg! Like, it broke his leg or
Yeah.
something. And he's like, run. And then it's like, we gotta get out of here.
It was so like random, and I was like, I
Yeah.
love this. This is good.
You activated my trap card. by the
Speaking
way.
of Sid,
I'll let Alex say it.
so you've been eager to find out what this Robert Downey Jr. cameo
Is that Robert Downey Jr.?
Yes, it
Yes,
was.
he was
What?
he was the
porn
Sid.
producer?
Yeah.
What?
That was him.
I hadn't. Oh god, I need to look at that face.
To be
again.
fair, his only scenes you really see his face is like
Yeah.
his like right half, which is like fucked up.
And
Yeah.
there's
So you
no,
can barely see his
There's
left
no
side.
dialogue. So.
He doesn't. Obviously, he's dead.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah,
he doesn't
he's
say
dead.
shit.
That
body.
scene where he finds the body, he's just like,
That's some like fucking like
Yeah.
like silent film. Like that's exactly what he does or whatever.
I love that scene.
Ryan Gosling's character is like he's just so funny.
Yeah.
because he's
really
so
is.
incompetent.
He's so good.
There's I want to try to like kind of go through the plot, but I think one of the funnier scenes is like in the back half where he's obviously like, oh, this is kind of like the last mission. Like, I got to be in.
Yeah.
And then like a guy's like, you want a drink? He's like, no, I'm not drinking. And then he's like, but it's free though. And he just sees through his head and look at him like, what? And then the next time you see him, he's just drinking already. He's just like a borderline alcoholic too.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
So
But
good.
so in this movie, we mentioned at the beginning of the movie, it's like you see a porn star basically. She dies. She's naked. Again, that's why I'm like, why do you need to show her naked
She's
either? That's
naked.
weird.
Yeah.
I also felt weird because like there's a kid. I'd just be weird about that.
He
Yeah.
fucking covers her up.
That
He's
was
like,
I got scared.
Yeah.
We took a shirt off. I was like, where's this going? Where's
Yeah, I
this
was
going?
like,
And then he put a shirt on. I'm like, okay, thank
what kind of
God.
movie is this?
But I thought the movie started with Russel Crowe because I remember vividly the scene where he talks about his wife or his ex-wife, I guess, where he's that scene is so funny to me.
I'm fucking your dad.
Where he's like, I'm fucking your dad. And he just spits the water. He like throws the water at her like subtly. And then he like kind of slowly like taps her arm and like her hand. And he's like, what? And all the people in the back also look at them like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then it just goes back to him being like, I calmly did this or something like that.
I
Like,
forgot about that. I replayed that scene because I didn't hear it right the first time. At least I thought I didn't hear it right.
You're like, what?
that was a scene that I'm like, oh, this. I'm liking it. I'm in. Like,
Yeah.
If there's the kind of jokes we're doing and how it's being played, I'm like, I'm in or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's what I thought the beginning of the movie was. I completely forgot that like they also show Ryan Gosling and like his little narration bit too.
Yeah, he's like he's sitting in a bathtub.
Yeah.
Like in
Yeah,
his
like
suit.
all his suit. I'm assuming he was just pitch black drunk.
Probably.
Yeah.
And he just passed out in there. He's like, I'm at the shower. Then he's probably just passed out. And he's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And he just because you don't know that, but like it's literally, as the movie goes, like he's basically an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Like you just constantly drink on the
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. In the middle of the day. Yeah.
And he needs his daughter to like drive him around and shit.
That
which
wasn't-
also is illegal.
That wasn't his apartment in that first scene, was it?
No, that was like their place.
Yeah.
Like, cause their house burned down. As you
Yeah.
learn like later, he has no sense of smell, which I thought was like a joke, and then I'm like, oh no, it's being serious. He did.
I feel like that would have helped with drinking.
They probably would.
Yeah.
Cause I completely forgot about that plot where like, cause his wife died
Yeah.
in the fire that when he couldn't smell it because he couldn't smell the gas leak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his whole house burned down. So he has to live in like a nice house, but like it's kind of what is it like?
It's like
It's not renting it, but it's like
it's like a temporary
yeah,
home.
like
while-
a house I guess or whatever.
while
So
he-
technically not living
yeah.
there, but he acts like he's like well off for some reason or whatever. He's like, oh yeah, like I like my job gets the build, but like Russell Crowe's character brings up all the time where he's like, how do you live here?
Yeah.
Because again,
How do you afford
he
this?
sucks at his job.
Yeah.
but he swindles these old ladies like just to fucking lie to them all the time. because you learn that he's on a mission to find Amelia,
Yes.
but like in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Because
For a different reason.
Yeah, for a different reason.
Yes.
And fucking when you meet that old lady with the fucking glasses, the first time I saw her, I'm like, Jesus Christ, those glasses are so fucking big. Ryan Gosling way later was like, she's got Coke bottles for her eyes. She can't fucking see shit, dude. Like, why do you believe her? Why the fuck would you ever believe this lady?
To get money out of her.
I saw my niece. She was like the porn star lady who died.
Yeah.
I love how he's like trying not to say porn star and throughout this whole movie. He's like a famous actress.
Yeah.
And he like Russel Crowe's like the porn star. He's like, oh, I think you mean actress or something. Like he like corrects for no reason or whatever. But like then Russell Crowe, I completely forgot that part too, where like Amelia is the one who hires him like straight up. Like, you see her at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And you don't know that though. I was kind of confused. I'm like, who the fuck is going? I thought Amelia was the porn star for a minute. Yeah. So I was like, who the fuck is Amelia? And I was so confused for like the first 10 minutes.
I feel like they make it. It's intentional because
you're trying to figure like you're not supposed to know that they're connected in a way.
You're told that the porn star is still alive, and then somehow the what's his name, Holland, he's like, oh well, the girl that like the old lady thinks he saw at the place, who is her. This girl was seen in the cameras, so this has to be the person she was looking at. So
they probably did say like pretty like obviously, but maybe it's like kind of just goes. And just like,
I thought it was that they were she's living a double live Hannah Montana style.
But it's bad for me because again I've already seen it and I kind of forgot that too. So I was just like, wait, is it me? Who's Amelia? Like I already forgot that like kind of.
We never talked about who her actress is.
Who is her actress?
She's Mama in Death Stranding.
What?
I never played it, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Amelia?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll fact check it later.
No, I'm like 100%.
I never looked her. I didn't recognize her, so I never looked her.
She's also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Is she?
Oh,
she's
you're
right.
She's
a hippie. Yeah,
she is.
Oh,
I was wondering why I recognized her. She looked familiar. Also, like in the 70s as well, which is ironic.
Also, continuing the streak of Death Stranding characters, because Grand Budapest had somebody from Death Stranding.
Yep.
So,
Leah Seydoux.
She's
the French maid. Yeah. Because I didn't recognize her from that. I recognized her from something else. You're like Death Stranding?
And Norman Reedus from Boondock Saints.
Oh my God.
What's the next fucking Troy Baker? We're unnecessarily doing this. I don't know why we're doing this. Troy Baker's in it. We gotta watch a Guillermo del Toro movie next.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah,
we gotta watch this Pinocchio reboot.
No, I want to see. I want to see Hellboy because I remember watching it when I was younger. And Anyway, sorry, we're getting out of other movies. I was gonna mention Amelia, but I totally got sidetracked, so now I can't even remember what I was gonna say.
We were talking about Amelia.
But yeah, I thought they were going to do a double life thing too, or that I was just following along with the idea like, yeah, there's probably two different people. Like I was never like lost in this movie. I was just kind of there for the ride. Like I was really enjoying it.
I think I offhandedly mentioned off mics, but I got this movie confused with a different story with I think it might be almost the same plot. What's that game called? L.A. Noire.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I think like one of the first or second missions is like almost the same, where like you're trying to find someone involved in the film industry, and you have to find the film in the game, and you have to like go to a place and like you find a film and it has like information in it, and like you also like there's I think it's an actress. I think so. It's not porn because there's like there's like a hot actress and she's involved in it too. So my brain like fused them together for some reason. So like throughout the movie, I'm like, oh, they gotta go to this place, and I'm like, no, they go here. And and I'm like, oh, where's the daytime scene? Because noir is in daytime most of the time, and this movie's most of the time in the dark. Yeah. So like when the movie's getting close to the end, I'm like, oh, but the twist is gonna be this thing, right? And I'm like, no, it's not. There's no twist at the end. And I'm like, oh, I'm just stupid. I just fucking mixing up these movies for no reason.
Yeah.
I just accidentally confused myself.
Yeah, I just remembered what I was gonna mention, and I remember why I forgot about it. I was gonna mention like the small little details in the background, like how Ryan Gosling is reading that newspaper about the killer bees. And throughout the movie, like every like maybe 20 minutes, somebody mentions the killer bees, or like you see something about them in the background.
Yeah, he's like drinking. He's like the killer bees, man. Like,
yeah.
He's like, you know why they're they're killer or something like.
Like, you know why they're called killer bees, right? Because they'll kill you.
Yeah. He was like, Ryan Gosling's like, yeah.
Is it just a setup for like the dream sequence?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it's kind of being like, oh, look at that. Like, why would he hallucinate? Probably because he's been reading.
Yeah.
That's probably the thing he's most cares about right now.
Yeah. He's so paranoid about these Brazilian killer bees. They were Brazilian, right?
think
it was
so.
something like that.
And then like also like there's a protest stuff. Well, like the birds.
Oh yeah.
And then like every once in a while he's like, man, maybe we are killing the birds or whatever. Like they're just saying shit like that or whatever.
Well, yeah, weren't they like flying all weird one time?
Yeah, they're like flying. One is flew in a weird direction. He was
Yeah.
like, shit, I think the birds are down.
Yeah.
He's like, I think they're just gonna die or whatever. Go ahead.
Or like that Chet guy. They fucking hate Chet, and then he like gets involved towards the end of the story, like more elaborately.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Like, there's all these threads, and it's so good, man.
There are times where I think it's too convenient sometimes.
Yeah.
Where like, especially with the Amelia character, where like she like literally fell on their car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is she supposed to fell from where they were originally, which was like the top-ish floor, and she landed on her feet, kind of fine. And then, like, she was all right. And I'm like, that's crazy.
And then she faded from shooting the gun.
She shoots and then
she fell from a smaller distance and died from, like, passed out from that. She didn't die. She passed out from that or whatever.
Yeah,
so I'm like, how did that work? I thought that was like, all right.
Amelia just shows up out of nowhere. That's why I like said in the summary, like they're playing hide and seek, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
They first time they see her is at the party, and they just
technically see her in the beginning with Russell Crowe.
yeah, but after that, when they're trying to find her, it's because Holland March, he fucking falls down, and a girl just so happens to be there, and it's her.
Yeah, he sees her there.
Yeah,
and, like, his daughter sees her later.
Yeah.
God.
So like everyone always meets her like for 2 seconds, and then she's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah. By the way, that party, I really love the, what is he, a chauffeur? Not a chauffeur. Was this a word for the guys who like drive your car?
The valet.
Valet.
Yes. What did I think? I don't know. Anyways, the valet when
chauffeur drives.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, chauffeur drives.
You're right.
That's
You're right.
Probably that's what I think.
Yeah. No, when Holly like bangs on the, because she hid. She wanted to sneak into this party, so she hid in Ryan Gosling's trunk. And then like as they're leaving, she starts banging on the in the trunk to get out, and the fucking valet's like, I can't take that car, man.
It's funny because he opens it, has a conversation with her, and then he closes it again with her still in it, and then she keeps banging it. He's like, oh, it's good, you can take it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not taking this. So like, there's a person obviously in there.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, fine.
Gets her a taxi, and
well, right before that, he's like, well, Dad, there's whores and stuff. And he's like, you can't say that. Don't say and stuff. Just say there's whores, Dad. You don't need to say and stuff.
That's a funny running gag throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird because like Ryan Gosling's like a perfect parent, but also a terrible parent.
Yeah.
Because like when he knows some of the stuff, like he talks to their kid, like he does a party scene with his daughter with
Ryan Gosling.
her like friend's party or whatever.
Yeah.
And when someone was talking about like some other kids, and then like he knows who he's talking about. He's like, oh, I know that chick. He's like, oh, I hate that chick or whatever.
Yeah.
And even later on, when the girls are like, oh, my sister's brought her boyfriend. It's like, oh, your sister's a slut.
Yeah.
Like, so he like, it's so weird. Like he does that kind of stuff, which is like something a parent normally wouldn't do.
Yeah.
But again, he making her drive when she's like 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Obviously, he doesn't care that she says whores and like other shit that she says all the time. He doesn't give a fuck about
He's
that.
the cool parent and stuff.
He's the cool dad.
That's basically what he is. He's basically like the cool parent. Again, like because the wife is also gone or whatever. So like, his job technically does involve him being out all the time or whatever. But like, I just think it's so funny how he interacts with like her friends all the time.
Yeah.
So she's like, go stay with Jessica. Like, oh, you mean Jamie or whatever the other girl's name was?
Yeah, that one.
He's like, yeah, that one. He keeps saying the wrong name all the fucking time.
Yeah.
He's always like, I thought you were staying with Jessica. And he's like, no, that's the other.
I feel like at that point it's just to mess with her.
Yeah.
I just think he just doesn't know. I think he's just dumb.
I do like that scene at the birthday party, where Holly starts talking to Russell Crowe, and she's like, "Oh, could you like beat up one of my
Jesse? I think Jessica, the one that he keeps thinking is confusing about from
and
other
he's like, how much money you got? She's like, $30, and he's like,
He's like, no, conversation over.
Yeah.
I like the scene right before that where he like scares her. He's always like, Jesus Christ. And he's like, oh, I'm just giving you a rim job. Rim shot.
That's what he said.
Just rim shot. Like, it's so funny because no one was looking at him.
Yeah, but
and he's
like,
just like, rim shot.
Guys, just so we're clear, I totally forgot about the bathroom scene, too.
I just remembered that.
That was in the trailer. I remember that in the trailer.
Oh, was that in the
trailer? I remember it in the trailer.
That's a good scene, man.
And it's so fucking funny. Because he again, like, he's not being funny. He's just fucking up because he's so bad at his job. Like, he's just a really bad, like, person. Like, not in that way. Like, he's just a bad, like, stupid idiot. But
Yeah.
But like that scene is just so fucking funny. Him trying to hold the door, but like he's a cigarette, but his hand is fucked up, so he can't do it.
Yeah.
But he also wants to show his dick.
Yeah.
So he just like 5 different issues at once. And he just doesn't know what to solve. He's like, turn around. He's like, there's a mirror. He's like, oh, close your eyes then. He's like, all right, turn back around. He's like, do I have to open my eyes? He's like, yeah, it's just like he's just all so fed up with that shit.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh my god.
When he hallucinates, where I thought it was funny because he's like, I got an ankle gun.
Yeah.
And he's like, whoa, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And later on, like where they get like held up and they go, throw your weapons. And he's like, oh, he like drops on the floor and tries to get his ankle because like, what are you doing? He's like, the ankle gun. You have the ankle gun. He's like, no, I don't. And he's like, wait, did I hallucinate? And in your head, you're like, oh, maybe he did, because you don't really remember where you think the hallucination would start in that scene or whatever. So you'd assume that ankle gun was real too.
Yeah.
So when he's like, I don't have an ankle gun, he's just being like a freak.
So were both of them asleep during that whole scene? Why did it go on for so long?
I just think Russel Crowe just didn't say shit. He probably just didn't want to talk to him. So he just like whatever. And I think only at that time he was finally veering. Because like it looked like he was driving like normally until he's gonna crash into something.
I knew something was off because like, dude, the car just drives itself, man.
Yeah.
The second he said that, I'm like, where is he going?
He's like, let go of the pedal.
Let go of the wheel.
He's like, whoa. And obviously when the bumblebee comes out the back, and he's like, they're talking to him like it's normal. I'm like, okay, this is.
Was that Hannibal Buress, by the way? That voice sounded really familiar. It sounded like Hannibal.
I didn't even think about
my
looking up the
I
B.
gotta look up the B later, but yeah, that sounded like Hannibal, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is great."
There's another character that comes like probably the later half of the movie, John Boy.
Oh yeah,
the psychotic killer. So I doubt you can know who he is. I know who he is because I like him as an actor.
he's a mix between Tom Cruise and Henry Cavill.
Who is he?
I can't remember his last name because I don't know how you would it. So it's spelled Bomer. I say like Bomber.
It's probably like Bomer.
It's probably Bomer. His name is Matt Bomer. Bomber. Whatever.
That name sounds familiar.
He's in a lot of stuff actually. He's in Magic Mike. I know you haven't seen that, but he's in Magic Mike.
My favorite movie.
Yes. He was in Magic Mike. Obviously in this movie. He's in the show called Chuck. I know you've seen that show. Show called White Collars. Again, I know
He's in
you've seen
Doom
that.
Patrol.
He's in Doom Patrol. Ironically enough, he's the dude who doesn't have a body. So he's just the voice of that guy.
Nice.
And there's only when there's flashbacks he shows up or whatever.
Okay.
Magnificent Seven.
He's like, he dies in it too.
Oh.
Like that's kind of the joke where like a lot of times he's either like the bad guy or he dies or he's like not in it.
Yeah,
like
he's not actually in it.
Yeah. Because in Chuck, he's like he dies in the first episode.
Oh.
So like,
isn't Chuck like this dude who like gets like essentially becomes a super agent? Or something?
yeah, but he's like a Best Buy worker, but it's not Best Buy because legally they can't say that, but it's basically Best Buy.
It's basically Best
Yeah,
Buy.
Zachary Levi, that's like his big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like he's the guy who gives him that information.
Yeah.
But he dies in the beginning.
Yeah,
so it's
that
like,
makes
it's
sense.
funny because like he just keeps dying. He's always dies in all his fucking movies.
Yeah.
Except for like Magic Mike, which is like it's a stripper movie.
And this one.
And then this one, when he showed up,
Yeah.
I thought it was funny because I'm like, oh, he's the bad guy in this one now.
Yeah.
But I think I like him as an actor. He's really good. And like, it doesn't matter about the movie, but I thought it was because he's gay. But like, when I was reading about his life, like he's like, oh, he married this person, and like the name is pretty like ambiguous. Like I couldn't tell it was a guy or girl, so I just obviously I'm gonna assume it's a woman. So
Yeah.
well, he had 3 kids with his wife or his significant other.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, but then he came out in gay 2011, and I'm like, wait, you had 3 kids, and you're like, oh, I'm gay though. And then I didn't realize it literally just says it right before I skipped the sentence where it says like, oh, he had a child like through a woman, like through someone else or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just didn't read that line, so I just skipped to like he has 3 kids, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, I'm gay, and I'm like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
you really just have 3 kids? You're like, nah, I'm gay now.
Yeah.
So good luck, woman.
He went change teams all of a sudden.
So he was always
Yeah.
gay. I think that's why he it's not about the movie, but he's in Doom Patrol.
Yeah, I think
and that character's gay, and he was like, I want to do it because it's like a gay character, but it's not about him being gay, but he is gay or whatever.
I think I figured out where Sam knows that name from. He was in American Horror Story.
Yes, and I was gonna. He's in
who was
season
he?
4 for one episode, and then they brought him back and he's the main character of season 5 as a different character.
Yeah, I didn't get that far.
I didn't get past season 3.
He's in one episode of season 4,
Oh my god.
and then season 5. He's in the
Season
rest of
two
it.
is okay.
So that answers that why you never watch. You don't know him then, I guess, because he's.
I saw people on Twitter talking about him or something.
I mean, and like in this movie, he's not the best example, but he's a really handsome guy.
Oh, no,
his hair
he's great
is
in
really
this movie.
goofy in it for some reason. But like in most movies, his hair is like slicked up. He's really fucking.
I
handsome.
like him with his hairstyle.
It doesn't help that he plays alongside Ryan Gosling.
That's right.
Also, I think he's actually more handsome than Ryan Gosling. My mom.
It's like to each their
He's
own.
really fucking handsome.
Like what I was saying, he's like the love child of Tom Cruise and Henry Cavill to me. Like that's what I think. It's kind of
It's funny because in this movie he's like fucking. He's like a mole as well.
I
and
couldn't
he's like
tell if that mole was his. Like, or if that's
I
something
wanted to
that-
like
I thought it was
trick people
his.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think it's his real life version of it.
Oh.
I think it's
okay.
like, but then he has like a fucking like full body thing.
Yeah.
You can't really see his body. He's not like he's ripped or you can't tell obviously, but he is. But like,
Mm-hmm.
when he shows up, I was like, nice. Like,
Oh, you
I'm
know
glad
what?
he's in it. Yes.
I want him to play Doctor Doom now.
Yes.
He could be in it.
I want that now.
It was ironic.
I
now
got-
that I see this.
I can see Henry Cavill, Sam.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
We're going on a
Beautiful
tangent about
eyes.
this guy, but he's good.
I like that guy as well. In general, I just like him.
Oh my god. There's an edit of him as Superman. Yeah.
Yeah, he voices Superman in like 2 different things.
Oh,
I
he
think.
does in like animated one. Just
Yeah, I forgot which one it was.
Cool.
But he voices him a couple times as well. I just like the guy. So when he shows up, I'm like, yes. But it's sad he's barely in
He's
it,
not
honestly.
Ryan Gosling handsome.
I still think he's not handsome. But anyways.
But yeah,
doesn't
other
matter.
characters.
But when he shows up, though, I thought like, obviously the action ramped up like tenfold because he just like brings a million guns and just guns down fucking everyone. But like fucking that scene where like he goes to the house and like he has the firefight with fucking
There was a fire
yeah, I was like, cut in I forgot his name first. Willem Dafoe. I can't wait till we watch Firefight the movie. But like that when he fights Ryan Gosling and fucking Russell Crowe, like I just thought it was fun. Like it's not crazy. It's not fucking even like that crazy acted, but
Oh
like,
my-
it's just fun.
It was funny how it starts. They're like, "Hey, did you hear that sound?" And he's like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, go through the window.
How's he walking away from their house?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
looks so suspicious, and he's like, "Hey," and he's like, "Oh, good afternoon."
Yeah.
Like a casual way with a fucking glove on.
Yeah. The moment I saw him with those leather gloves, I'm like, "Oh, he's a bad guy." Isn't he?
He slowly opens the truck, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, that's when I threw that girl out." Machine gun. He's like, oh shit! Just jumps down her. I love he's also like cover me, and he doesn't even give Russell Crowe a chance to like react to what the fuck he says, and he just runs.
Just runs.
He's like, "Oh shit!" Oops! And he starts fucking like shooting at.
I think that was towards the end of the movie, but
Yeah, that's it. It's like the,
Or like, what? He's like, "Oh, toss me the gun."
That's so funny because it's so realistic.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Ryan Gosling is not a fucking like professional.
Yeah.
So he just fucking chucks it, misses by a
Right
mile,
out the window. It's so
fucking
good.
breaks the window. He's like, shit.
then he comes with the fucking
The jar.
the jar
Cookie
full
jar.
of bullets, and they drops them all on the floor.
Which is funny, like callbacks in the beginning of the movie. That's where he goes to fight Russell Crowe. He tries to get a gun out of it, but
Yeah.
he fucks it up, and that's where his daughter gets his gun also as well.
Yeah.
So like, so if you think about it, it makes sense. He would have more bullets in it.
Yeah.
But again, he just fucking just pours it all on the ground like an idiot.
Yeah.
That's what was so fun. Like that whole firefight stuff was like really funny. I think
Yeah.
with those characters,
All
But-
the action sequences were genuinely good. Genuinely good.
and they weren't even like cut in a disgusting.
I like
like
the
they were pretty
yeah.
like well shot.
Yeah.
Where there weren't that many cuts. Where you kind of feel like they probably were like not like they're like probably like 60% of them doing it. There are times Russell Crowe does like a roll through a window. I'm like, Russell, there's no way this character can actually do that. I think that's crazy.
My younger brother Diego kept saying, "How is this guy doing that?" Like,
Yeah.
he's like 40 something.
That's crazy, and he's like overweight.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
He's,
overweight.
he's not. He's the least fit person by a mile. By everyone.
He does that twice. He like jumps in the
Yeah, yeah,
window,
yeah.
and then there's another time early in the movie he jumps over a counter or something like that.
And I'm just like, there's no way he can actually do it. Not being like, as in like literally, like this character cannot do that.
Yeah.
There's no way. Man, not even Ryan Gosling could probably do that.
Probably not.
So I'm like, how the fuck does Russell Crowe do? That's so weird to me. I thought that was the only like, how did you do that?
Yeah, but
This
it's
is-
just, it adds to the goofiness of the movie, man. It's a genuinely good time.
Yeah.
I think it was. I thought it was a little surprising that because Amelia escaped, because they find Amelia. And
Yeah.
she's just a fucking like a borderline hippie, where she's just like my mom's in, bro. Like
Yeah.
they're gonna kill us all, man.
Yeah,
Like,
man, it's gonna
it's
get
like I made a artistic film, like a
Yeah.
porno.
You made a
art,
porno.
art.
It's art,
Yeah.
it's not porn.
And he's like, so you made porn, but plot's the focus.
It-
Like he just
yeah.
doesn't really comprehend that.
It made
idea.
you think that she was the one starring in it.
Yeah, it did. I thought she was in it.
Yeah, well, I think she is, but like she's not the main one. I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Misty
Like
Mountain's
the top
probably
billion
the
is
The
Misty
part they
Mountain.
show us like
Yeah, it's Misty Mountain.
yeah.
I'm glad they didn't show her. I didn't show her naked.
By the way, that reminds me of a scene from Parks and Rec that's like a similar like political porno kind of thing, and I was
Oh
like,
my
wait a minute,
God.
I've seen this before.
Wait a minute, I've seen porn like this before. But like her character, like I hope that doesn't. I swear to God, that doesn't come in. It sucks because the window is open.
Sorry guys, I'm just ripping the nastiest part.
I mean a nasty blunt. Sorry,
Wrong movie.
Yeah, you're right. Like so they get her, and I think you learn that Amelia's mom is like the head of justice. And in the beginning, when you meet her mom, she's like, my daughter's rebelling.
Yeah.
And you'll get her. But when you get Amelia, she's like, no, my mom's gonna kill me because she's killed every fucking one else.
Yeah.
Because we made this political porno film.
Sure.
And like these characters kind of figure out like, so what's right and what's true or not. So it's kind of hard to like, you want to believe this like hippie girl
Yeah.
But at the same time, some of the shit she says, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But also, this is the head of justice, so you kind of like, why would you not believe it?
Yeah.
Me watching the movie, I was already like, I know it. I already know. So I'm just like, that's what I realized that Ryan Gosling's like so stupid. Because there's a female, like I guess like her secretary.
Yeah.
And then he's just so infatuated with her.
Yeah.
We just like, because they gave her money. He was
Yeah.
like, give her like money. And then you learn that like, there's fake shit. And he's like, maybe they like stole the briefcase beforehand or something. Like, she would never. She said she counted it. Russel Crowe's like, you're an idiot. No, this is they fucking traitor.
He's
they
a simp
us.
before the word simp.
Even when she has a gun on them, he's like, this isn't you.
Yeah.
And she's like, I've killed 3 people. And he's like, no, this isn't you. And he's like, 1 is an accident. 3, it's on purpose.
Yeah, you're doing it on
she's a
purpose at
killer.
this point.
And then like the
The coffee scene.
She throws the coffee. He's like, why'd you throw cold coffee? I thought it was hot. I was like, you're thinking it right, daughter. Like, honey, I like what you're thinking.
Yeah.
And then she's just fucking slipping in, like just passing out after that too.
Oh my god.
No, I think one of my other favorite scenes is when they're negotiating with the mom, Amelia's mom, about payment. And she starts writing it out, and it shows you she's writing like 10,000, and then he goes, "I think we'll do it for 5,000. That's a good asking price." And then she's like, "Okay," rips up a check, and then
writes a new one.
I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. Also, like he was just like, yeah, well, we got paid, so
Yeah.
we don't have to keep doing this. And he's like, we're done. Like,
Yeah.
I already got paid,
Like,
so
he
we
bought a
can
new
check.
suit. Like,
He was at the bar.
yeah.
I think so. I brought all that setup originally to bring up Amelia thing again. Is that like she escapes the house and John Boy like as of running away because the police come over, and then perchance they meet up. And I love his genuine reaction of like, oh, like this is that easy, huh? And I'm glad there wasn't like, I'm gonna take you.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
and
drive.
then
No,
put-
he just shoots her immediately. She's like,
Yeah.
can you take me? Can you help? And then just shoots her. And she dies.
She asked for a ride.
That's what I'm saying. Like it was just him asking that question, and so you can quickly just shot her, and then just drive away.
Yeah.
So then now she's just dead, and like no one would even blame him because there's just a dead body on
Yeah.
the fucking street or whatever.
Yeah.
But I thought that was weird because the next person he's to like target is what the fuck's that kid's name again?
Chet.
Chet.
But like he doesn't kill him.
No.
He just beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And I was like, why don't you kill him?
Yeah.
I just thought that was like I thought that was weird that he didn't kill him. I was
He's
gonna
gonna
fucking
kill-
brace him.
He
but, like,
needed information from him.
yeah, it's just like, and then just kill him
killed
after
him.
that.
Oh, I
It's like you
get
didn't
it.
need to keep him alive. Like
there's no
if you
reason not
killed
to.
him, that actually would have worked better for you because Russell
Yeah.
Crowe ended up talking to him like, what's the thing? And he told him it's in the film.
Yeah.
And no one else would have known that. So I thought like if that guy obviously maybe per plot.
Holly would have known where it is.
Yeah.
She overheard the conversation.
But like I just thought like the guy should have killed him too. Probably. 'Cause he
yeah.
fucking like all like people come at him, he just brutally murders everyone
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah,
He just
yeah.
guns them down, smashes the dude's fucking face in with
Kinda
a gun.
goofy. There's like 3 dudes holding him down, and he's like easily.
Yeah, he
beating
just
them.
kills all of
There's
them.
that one scene where they go to the hotel and they're like, "Oh, we should go up there," and they find out that he's up there.
conversation. like oh well like it was like Munich is a country.
Yeah,
it says,
and then
or
the
a
doors
city in
open up. They see
Germany.
like people bleeding out. They're like,
And, like a
they-
dude gets gunned down. He's
Yeah.
like, let's go back
Yeah.
in. Let's get out of here. Dude falls out the window. Ah! And he's like, oh.
yeah.
I love like because he like smashes the elevator. He's like, come on.
Yeah.
And then he has to change it. Russell Crowe's like, wait, maybe we should do stuff. He's like, what?
Yeah.
You don't see that guy just fall out the window. What do you mean change conscious?
What do you mean us?
I also love like even before that, where like the guy's like, oh, the dude went up there, and he's like, what should we do? He's like, go home?
Yeah.
He's like, no, we should go up there. He's like, no.
You should call the police.
Like, we're fucked. We're not going up there.
Yeah.
He's just constantly like, let's just not do this idea or whatever.
They're both constantly switching sides because then Russell Crowe's character is like, "Oh, the smart thing to do is to go up or to go home."
Yeah.
And he's like, "So we should go home." No. I said that's the smart thing, not what we should do.
Yeah.
And then like fucking Ryan Gosling falls off another building. He falls off one building down a hill, and the next one he falls in a pool.
Yeah.
Lives.
And the guy he falls with,
Keith
just
David.
splash.
Was that was Keith David?
That was
right?
Yeah,
Keith
yeah.
David. Yeah.
He fucking splatters
Oh my
everywhere.
There's a couple. I don't know. There's just so many lines like.
What's up with the Nixon scene?
I thought that was he sets it up.
Yeah, it's a callback to that scene from earlier before they picked up the money.
Because he's just like, like when the guy died, the last thing he saw was Nixon.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But normally you see an angel when you die. So
He's like,
imagine the last thing you see was Nixon instead.
my
After he already like.
No, but the question he was asking with that scene was like, does everyone see an angel or does everyone see Nixon? Like, what is it?
I just thought it was a perfect joke to him be like, "Oh, I'm not dying.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm out of here."
so
He's like, I'm leaving.
I don't know, that Nixon scene was a little creepy.
That was funny as hell.
I thought it was so. The second he made a face, I'm like, "Is he to see Nixon?" And then he's like, "Nixon." He's like points at him, and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm out of here." Fucking swims away.
I also love the way they talk about Detroit in this movie.
But yeah, especially the ending where they talk like Detroit's like a fucking
You
like
can't
a
fuck with Detroit.
yeah, like it's a fucking person. It's like Detroit wanted her dead. And it's like, what the fuck? Detroit's like a fucking city. What do you keep saying it like that?
Yeah, it was so funny. It reminds me. Have you seen that meme?
I know exactly what you're talking. You always
Take
bring it
him
up.
to Detroit.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
No.
Like a shitty face. Like, no, not Detroit. I got him.
So bad, but yeah, them talking about Detroit like that, and then Ryan Gosling's
Anthony.
character's like, dude, in like 10 years, we're all gonna be driving electric Japanese.
Yeah, I'm calling it now.
I'm calling it.
Also love how he keeps bringing up Nazis.
Yeah,
like,
the
oh
German-
my-
yeah.
Yeah, like, he says German, and she's like, "What?" He's like, he's trying to reference that you're Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's like, oh, I was just following orders or whatever from Detroit.
And then like fucking earlier where he's like, Hitler had one ball. Like
Yeah.
1 second or whatever. Like he just keeps saying shit. Oh, there's another scene earlier, I think, with Hitler as well. Where like he just keeps bringing shit up like that. He just keeps bringing up Hitler.
I think he's just like a nervous talker. Honestly.
yeah, he just says shit or whatever. I did think the scene where he hides behind the car, but the car is spinning.
Oh.
So like by the time he has the confidence to jump over,
Yeah,
he's
on the
already on
other
the wrong
side.
side, and then fucking John Boy like turns around. And you can see him do a double take, like, wait, what? Like, he's just open right now. It's like, all right, and just fucking tries to shoot him and shit. I did think it was slightly unbelievable that Russell Crowe was able to beat him. Because he just shown that he beat up like 3 dudes at once.
That's true.
And then like Russell Crowe like kind of easily beats him. And I was kind of like surprised by that.
Oh,
So I was just like, I thought he would like maybe like even more even fight.
At least he didn't kill him.
that's true.
Yes.
I will say this. I did think it was funny that John Boy like rigged his vest to explode
Oh my God.
and threw it on one of the dudes who
He
was
just
helping
blows
him.
it. He just fucking kills him. Or
That was the
whatever.
most random death. I was like, what the fuck?
Didn't like Russell Crowe pull
Yeah,
a grenade?
he had a grenade.
Yeah, yeah.
And he pulled a pin out of his
Yeah.
grenade.
See, I didn't know.
Because that's what he saw. He has the pin, and that's when he pulled the pin out. There's
That's
no
one of those
safety.
times where I'm like,
Okay,
oh,
okay.
he's gonna lose a finger.
Yeah.
Fucking. That's when my man was like, oh shit. I thought he died there, so I didn't remember.
Yeah.
So I'm like, was he gonna blow up? But he like fucking just doesn't fast enough.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So again, in my memory, I thought Ryan Gosling got shot because it's so funny because literally right after that scene, when like he gets chased by fucking John Boy, fucking Ryan Gosling just gets like destroyed.
Yeah.
He's constantly getting like hit. He got shouldered by someone. A car hit him.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Fucking like
No.
someone pushed like a door open, I think, and hit him too.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he's
yeah.
getting fucking destroyed all the time.
He got hit by the car twice.
Yeah, he got hit. Like, so he got fucking destroyed. And I thought the joke was gonna be that he got the film, but he was gonna get shot right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he's like I got oh, shit. Because like he looked at his hand. He has like written in his hand, which I was surprised it lasted so long.
Yeah.
Like you'll never be happy or whatever it says.
Yeah.
And
But
then
because like he sweated so much, it ended up saying like, oh you'll be happy.
You will be happy.
Yeah, something like that.
he got the motivation he needed.
Or I thought, especially when the cops showed up, because they kind of mentioned the cops are like they're part like the head of justice is the bad guy, so you would think the cops are probably not that great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, I got it. They'd be like, they just gun him or whatever.
Well, see, the LAPD is different from the feds, you know.
They're different than the Detroit
Oh.
people apparently.
Detroit.
Because I know he didn't die, but I swear to God he got shot. That was just my memory though.
Yeah.
I just thought he got shot.
I mean, that's believable, but yeah, it's overall a really good time, and I will probably end up buying this on Blu-ray.
I'm definitely gonna rewatch it sometimes. I'll probably rewatch it with my sister.
Yeah.
I did think the the ending. There's a interesting poster in the background I saw like
Sure.
at the last shot. It said because what's his fucking Russell Crowe's character lives like in the top floor of like a comedic building or whatever,
Yeah.
and one of the buildings for like, when the movie's over is Tim Allen. I was like, oh, just tonight Tim Allen, and I was like, oh shit, the movie gotta keep going. Tim Allen gonna be sorry, but I just thought that was funny. But I think that also the end scene is funny too. 'Cause it's kind of like, oh yeah, they didn't get in trouble. Like,
Yeah.
Detroit.
Yeah.
They got out scot free.
They actually started a business together.
They're like the nice guys. He's like, oh, sorry, you look Filipino in the poster.
Yeah.
I'm more Hispanic or something.
Yeah, he's like, I'm look more Mexican. He's like, yeah, well, you know,
Yeah.
it's fine. And I think it's so funny that like like you would, so the end of the movie, you're like, oh, characters usually get better. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Instead, he's like, oh, I'm glad you started drinking again.
Yeah.
Like he's back to the whole movie. Russel Crowe does not drink a single time. He purposely does not drink, and then by the end of it, he's drunk. He's already drunk when he meets in the daytime.
Yeah.
He's like drunk. He's like, yeah. Like the way he replies, like,
I
yeah.
feel great.
And I was like, this is the opposite. What characters should be doing? They should be getting better, not worse.
Are we ever told that he doesn't drink?
No, he just is
Yeah,
because every time he offers him, he's
yeah.
just like, no.
Yeah.
And the only thing he does drink is the fucking Yoo-Hoo in the beginning.
And then
and he buys like a fucking like
Yeah.
64 pack of it or whatever.
Ryan-
I thought he was gonna take that to somewhere. I didn't realize. Like,
Yeah, it was for him. Right? I thought it was like
He was
delivering
going
to someone.
home.
He's like, nah,
I don't
it's
know.
his place.
like,
All of it shattered.
only
Whoa.
just now am I realizing. Wait, he was going home with all those.
Yeah,
to,
that was all his.
to be fair, he does live in like a club, so
You don't know that. Like you just see his room in the beginning. You don't
but
know
like,
he like
Yeah,
lives in
walking into a club
upstairs
with
of a
the
club.
Yoo-hoo.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to agree with Sam. Like, yeah, you could have like infer that he's gonna deliver them to the.
Because everyone is like, hey, yo.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they let him in and shit. And like, I'm
No, let me
like,
get the Yoo-hoos.
It's like an inside job. I love the comedic joke. I don't know if you remember the comedian guy. It's like, oh, they're saying that you put corn in and gas out. Shit, I was doing that from the beginning or whatever. I was like, obviously, he did not say it like that, but like he was basically saying something.
Yeah.
Like that. I was like, this is so stupid.
This is the 70s. Like,
What was this Raging
lame
Bull?
joke.
But anyways, but
Man, the movie sucked. Anyways,
Oh, this movie was great.
this movie was great. That movie.
I don't know why. Like when the end movie like was around ending, for some reason my brain was like, because they like kind of throughout the movie they kind of mentioned pollution or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that a metaphor? Because like the whole movie, everyone's like, you learn everyone's like a bad guy basically.
Yeah.
So it's like, so saying like pollution is like everything's out to kill you. Like the pollution is everything is killing you. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this whole movie, everyone's like, because they're all just choking them birds out and they're dying. So in this movie, like everyone's choking these two fucking characters throughout the whole movie.
Oh, you know,
Throughout the whole time or whatever.
it could just be direct, and we are polluting our air in real life. So,
well, this is the 70s.
The
So like, if they didn't
protesters.
die in the 70s, they're all right.
well,
I love the protesters. Or they're just like, we're supposed to be dead.
And then he like crushes someone's head. He's like, ah! He's like,
Yeah.
you're dead. So
You're dead, I'm sorry. And then he's like, who wants to make $20? And shut
He's like, yeah. He's like, points to the guy's like, yeah.
That's the
He's like,
one.
wait, so what are you doing here? He's like, pollution. For
oh,
what?
we didn't talk about that scene with the kid.
The kid?
So that was one of the jokes I was like, this is so weird.
Yeah, that was weird, but it's like,
He's like, because like, oh, the one kid they happen to find happens to know everything. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
We just like, yeah, they were like, can I be in the movie? Because I have a big dick.
yeah.
And the guy's like, okay.
Do you
He's
want-
like,
you
wanna
like-
see
you
it? 'Cause
wanna
he
see
was
it?
asking him
My
more
dick?
questions, but he's like, no, I didn't see it. You want to see my big dick though?
No, they gave him $20 first for the information.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
then
he's
he
like,
talks about his dick.
and he's like,
You wanna see it?
give me $20 and I'll show you my dick. He's like, I already gave you $20.
He's like, I already get. I'm looking at my too.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, oh, what the fuck am I saying? All right.
He's like, I'm walking away.
And then he proceeds to say a derogatory term, like immediately after that. The kid. Yeah.
Oh, the kid. Yeah, yeah.
He says
yeah.
a derogatory term, which is funny because he wants to show his dick to them.
Yeah.
And he calls them a homosexual slur, if you will.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, what was the film name? And the kid's like, he tells him anyways or whatever. And I was
Yeah.
like, this kid's a weirdo.
This kid is such a weirdo, but
Should
we should pick the next movie.
we wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up. It's a good time.
What a grand old time.
And let's keep it going. I think the next one is.
Me.
It's an Omar
I
movie.
believe so.
I don't remember. Oh, so we're just picking the.
No, it's not. It's either between me and him.
Oh, it's between you and Sam?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know where you're going to get the part. Because I
I
remember,
don't
because yours is automatically next now.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Alright, well,
That's why it says between me. Well, I mean, if you think about Nice Guys, it's my movie because I've already seen it.
Shut up.
It's me and Richard Nixon. Sorry.
It's an Omar movie.
Oh shit, bro.
Nice.
We're only going upwards from here,
We're picking
baby.
shitty movies now.
Name me any of the bad movies I've picked. I feel like I've picked a pretty good movie so far. What?
I can't
What?
remember.
Didn't you pick Raging Bull?
Yeah, right.
That movie was pretty mid.
It was alright.
It's okay.
What did I get?
It's Inherent Vice.
Oh shit,
I don't know
dude.
shit about that movie.
Fucking.
What's this about? Give us a quick rundown.
Who's in this movie?
So it's funny. You know how I found out this movie?
What?
I know. I have a vivid memory of why I know about this movie.
Okay.
I did not see this trailer for this movie. I've never seen a trailer for this movie.
Okay.
I didn't even know the plot of the movie.
Okay.
But I remember it was like during the time where I was looking up actors.
Yeah.
And I think I looked up like Owen Wilson or something.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh, he's in a Joaquin Phoenix movie. And I'm like, oh. And I was like, look at Joaquin Phoenix movies. And I found another movie and I ended up finding like fucking some other actor. And I'm realizing like a lot of these actors end up being, oh, it was Benicio del Toro.
Mm.
And I was like, they're all in this movie called Inherent Vice. And I was like, well, if they're all in it, this must be a great fucking movie.
Okay.
So I just like, I never got to watch it because I don't buy movies. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's not on any like streaming services.
Okay.
So in my back of my head, I'm like, I want to watch that movie one day. So I guess it ended up being perfect.
What's it about?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just
Oh,
remember. I just remember
You know
that.
the title.
Okay.
and
I think
you
it's
know
about
shit
like
it.
I think it's about like weed or something. I think I see the picture. It's like fucking or Joaquin Phoenix like smoking or something. I think it's supposed to be
Okay.
like in the olden because like it's like neon lights and shit. It might be in the 70s to be honest. I don't remember.
We'll see.
But
all right,
I'm
well-
excited just because I can finally watch this fucking movie.
Well, that's about
For
it,
next
guys.
time.
Let's close it up on The Nice Guys and
Being
Go
far
see-
out, dude.
go see Inherent Vice.
All right.
Remember, you can watch The Nice Guys now in
Bye.
video.
Yeah.
Now available to own on DVD and video.